John Witherspoon's laughter was more than just punchlines and catchphrases. It was a living, breathing force that resonated from Detroit's busy streets to Hollywood soundstages. Best known as the mischievous Pops of the Friday franchise, he delighted generations with his warm yet raspy voice, twinkling eyes and uncanny ability to find humor in life's simplest moments. When news of his sudden passing in October 2019 swept through the entertainment world, fans mourned the loss of a comedy giant. Yet amid the grief, a question lingered. Why did many of his Friday co-stars appear to skip his funeral? In truth, the answer reveals as much about rumor as it does about respect. And the real story behind that day speaks to the genuine bonds he formed on and off camera. Born John Witherspoon on January 27, 1942 in the heart of Detroit, he entered a bustling household of up to 11 siblings. Though the family had little in material wealth, their home overflowed with creativity. One brother penned hits for Motown, another directed for public television, while a sister dedicated her life to the church. In a house so full of voices, young John discovered that laughter could command attention. He teased his brothers, mimicked neighbors' walks and voices, and turned family gatherings into miniature performances. Meanwhile, his musical gifts, proficiency on trumpet and French horn, added a layer of rhythm to his humor, setting him apart from every class clown before or since. By the late 1960s, Witherspoon's tall, confident frame had even carried him onto fashion runways, a brief modeling stint that taught him presence and poise. Yet it was Detroit's evening comedy clubs, packed, rowdy, and fearless, that truly forged his craft. Under harsh neon lights and before audiences quick to boo, he learned to improvise on the fly, weaving anecdotes of everyday life into sketches that were equal parts streetwise grit and surprising tenderness. Those nights became his apprenticeship, preparing him for a journey that would lead from Motown's soulful beats to Hollywood's laughter-filled stages. At which of John Witherspoon's roles did you first feel that spark of joy? Share your thoughts in the comments. I'm curious to know what you think. After mastering small stages in Detroit, he carried his act to New York's clubs and then Los Angeles, landing bit parts on TV shows like Barnaby Jones and Good Times throughout the 1970s. Rather than simply filling a role, he infused each character with trademark timing and humanity, catching the eye of comedy legend Richard Pryor. Pryor brought him onto The Richard Pryor Show in 1977, where Witherspoon's spontaneity and exuberance helped define the series' daring edge. The 1980s saw him transition smoothly into film, making memorable appearances in Hollywood Shuffle, I'm Gonna Get You, Sucka, and Bird. But it was 1992's Boomerang that lifted him to nationwide acclaim. As Mr. Jones, the father who famously cautions, "You gotta coordinate, man," he turned a single line into a cultural catchphrase. 2 years later, on a modest $3.5 million budget, Friday burst onto screens. Witherspoon's portrayal of Willie Jones, a street-smart dad dispensing both goofy antics and sage advice, became the film's beating heart. Audiences connected instantly with his blend of warmth and belly-aching humor, catapulting him from supporting player to comedy cornerstone. When Next Friday 2000 and Friday After Next 2002 followed, his paychecks rose in kind, from $5,000 in the original to $1 million by the third installment, proof that Hollywood knew they'd found something invaluable. Parallel to his Friday fame, television embraced him too. From 1995 to 1999 he starred as Pops on The Wayans Brothers, endearing himself to sitcom audiences. Later, his voice work as Grandad on the animated satire The Boondocks, 2005 to 2014, introduced him to younger fans, while appearances on The Tracy Morgan Show, Black Jesus, and even an episode of Blackish in 2019 showcased his effortless ability to shine, no matter the format or role. Though his net worth at passing was estimated around $4 million, a modest sum compared to some peers, Witherspoon never measured success by bank balance. He famously quipped, "I don't care about getting rich. I care about working. If I make people laugh, that's reward enough." He invested thoughtfully in 2 comfortable homes in Sherman Oaks, California, not to flaunt status but to create a warm family sanctuary where he and wife Angela Robinson could raise their sons, Alexander and John David, J.D. That quiet stability was as vital to him as the roar of an audience. Angela and John fell in love in the late 1980s, marrying in 1988 and sustaining a partnership rare in show business. Angela, also an artist, stood as his anchor, ensuring home life thrived even as his career demanded late nights and long shoots. When John wasn't cracking jokes on set, he was breaking into fits of giggles at dinner with his boys, teaching them that behind every punchline was a pulse beating for family and faith. On the evening of October 29, 2019, John Witherspoon took his final breath in that Sherman Oaks home, felled by an acute heart attack brought on by long-term coronary artery atherosclerosis. It was sudden. A man still anticipating new roles, still planning a return as Willie Jones in the long-awaited Last Friday. The shock rippled through Hollywood and beyond, as fans realized that the laughter-filled presence they relied on had gone dark. In the days following, rumors swirled that many key Friday co-stars had snubbed his funeral. The story, however, was tangled by confusion over a private family service versus the public celebration of life held on November 5, 2019. Despite misleading posts, the truth was clear. Ice Cube, Chris Tucker, Tommy "Tiny" Lister, Anna Maria Horsford, and numerous colleagues did attend, each offering heartfelt tributes. Ice Cube, voice quavering, spoke of regret that Last Friday never began filming. Chris Tucker stood solemnly in respect. Horsford and Lister reminded everyone that the fictional Jones family shared a bond as real as any. Regina King and Marlon Wayans, constrained by filming schedules, could not attend in person but honored him via moving video messages and written farewells. Proof that absence on location did not mean absence in spirit. The public memorial wasn't a somber affair of quiet tears alone. It rang with laughter as stories of John's pranks, his mimicry of everyday characters, and his uncanny knack for lifting any mood were told. From Arsenio Hall to George Wallace, from Bill Bellamy to Cedric the Entertainer, speakers celebrated a man who turned hardship into humor and the mundane into the magical. When the service ended with a soulful ballad, many wept, but their tears were laced with gratitude for the gift of a life lived authentically, generously, and joyously. John Witherspoon's legacy endures in every echo of laughter rippling through screening rooms, in the countless online clips that keep his characters alive, and in the hearts of those who remember him, not just as a comedian but as a devoted father, loyal friend, and humble artist. He once said that a home brimming with love and laughter mattered more than any mansion or luxury car. In the homes of fans around the world, his words ring true still. As we reflect on his journey, from a Detroit household where humor was survival, to the heights of Hollywood acclaim, to that final curtain, one thing stands clear. John Witherspoon didn't just perform comedy, he embodied it. Every role, every line, every quirk of expression was an invitation to share in his joy. And although he is gone, his laughter remains a beacon, urging us to find light even in the darkest moments. If you ever found yourself echoing, "Mama, wake up," or chuckling at Pop's wisecracks, you know the gift John Witherspoon left behind. Share one of your favorite memories, or favorite lines, in the comments below, and let's celebrate a man whose heart was as generous as his humor was contagious. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell so we can continue honoring the legends who made us laugh, cried, and most importantly reminded us of our shared humanity.